channel members, friends, and followers from around the world. This is Q8 Pilot, your host for tonight's show. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are flying the Dash-8 Q400 based on popular vote. It looks like a lot of you guys still like this plane a lot, just like I do. And many of you have voted for the Dash-8. I had actually a little change of plans, so I normally stream on Saturdays, but this is for a reason. Tomorrow I will be streaming the Black Square analog Bonanza overhaul by Black Square, and I'll tell you guys, the aircraft is absolutely marvelous. The guys over at Just Flight has provided me with a preview copy. And so tomorrow we're in for a treat. I'm gonna pick really nice airports in Northern California, and we're gonna be flying that. But today we are going to be flying this beautiful Dash-8 by FlyJSim. Tonton, welcome aboard. Matad, welcome to the private exclusive membership here at the channel. And we have also Washi Extreme. Welcome aboard. Scott, hello, my friend. Good evening to you. Boeing Corp from Logan, New Jersey. Welcome aboard. Rand Cooley, my friend. Welcome aboard. Bill Barrett, thank you very much for your support, Bill, and thank you for being here. Niels, welcome aboard. And we have also Tracer of Norway. Welcome, my friend. Mr. Martini, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. I am a Bush. Welcome aboard. Niels, you've been a member for 24 months. Thank you very much for your continued support, my friend. We have also with us Wallyverse. Welcome aboard. Benjamin, welcome. And Carl Childers is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard. Michael, welcome aboard. Just like have been coming out with awesome stuff lately. Yeah, definitely. Just Flight, just as a kind of a note, Mr. Martini, Just Flight is the publisher of the aircraft. The aircraft is developed by Black Square. Jeremy, welcome aboard. Glad to have you guys all with us. All right, so let's get our Qazaq Air flight today in Kazakhstan. This is my very first time flying in Kazakhstan, and flying the Qazaq Air. I'm happy to report that X-Plane has received several updates. We're flying today with Vulcan and Zinc. And things are looking pretty good. Those are the clouds here, and yeah, all the issues with the NOAA weather has been fixed. We are flying in almost maximum graphics today, with the exception of anti-aliasing, and the performance is pretty good. We are going to be departing runway 23 right, which is this runway on the far end there, which is kind of a bummer. I was hoping we get 05 left or right, because it's closer in proximity to this is the default airport, so you'll see all the aircraft here on the grass, so not a very well well rendered airport maybe, but nonetheless, it's okay for a default airport. So what we're going to do is we're going to start setting things up here. We're going to bring up our friendly Sim Toolkit Pro, and we're going to put this on always on top. We can just load the information here. All right, so load and balance. First thing, we're going to go to select load. We're flying in kilograms today, and let's see here. I hope everything here, let's say fly now, and go to the operational flight plan, and that definitely looks like it's in kilos. All right, perfect. So in the interest of time, we're just going to select the zero fuel and make adjustments if required. So the zero fuel is 25251. So 25251. That's probably a lot for the Dash-8 with the amount of fuel required. So about 3,100 kilos of fuel. That's 3 tons of fuel. So that's 3 tons right here. 3,100 tons of fuel. That's 3 tons, 3,000 kilos. And, well, we're going to just take a look. The flight time today is 1 hour and 10 minutes. Oops, what did I do? All right, so let's come here. All right, it's 3 and 10 minutes. All right, everything here looks good. Let's go to the load summary. It looks like everything is within The limits for the maximum takeoff weight, maximum zero fuel, all is looking good. Let's just zoom in here. Yeah, everything is good. This is maximum zero fuel weight. Well, it's a little bit... yeah, let's change this a little bit. Let me go back and let me change this just slightly. So we're going to go maybe with a little bit less payload here. All right. All right, let's see here. Let me just take this down a little bit. Take this down a little bit. Yeah, 1,400 kilos is reasonable in my view for this kind of flight. Yeah, I think that's good. Load summary. All right, perfect. Everything is good now. And we can say confirm the load and start loading. Perfect. All right, we'll leave this for the time being and head over to the overhead panel. Now, the first thing we're going to do with the Dash is we're going to turn on the batteries. We're going to make sure conduct the APU control fire test before we turn on the APU. That's we need to establish power either through the GPU or the APU very quickly because the battery discharges quite quickly on the Dash. So battery mastery, main battery auxiliary, and standby battery. And then we're going to come down here and turn on the engine display. Nope. Right, so let me just do this way. All right, so that's the engine display. And we have the MFD for the electrical display as well. Cancel the master caution. And we'll just wait for those displays to come online. It is not recommended that you start the FMS units or the radios before you start the APU, as this will cause the batteries to discharge very quickly. All right, excellent. We have the... do we have the electrical display? Excellent. We have the electrical display. We can go to the overhead panel now. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to power the APU control. And now you can see the APU fuel valve is open. Fire test looks good. And we're going to go ahead and do the engine fire test 1 and 2. And we're going to conduct the baggage after compartment fire test as well. And the forward baggage compartment. All the tests check okay. We can now go to start. And we'll give it just a little bit of time before we turn on the generator. Excellent. If you look down here, you'll see that the battery is discharging. So if I zoom in here, you can see everything is in the minus. All right. Generator is on, and we can now turn on the bleed air, turn on the recirc fan, and we're going to come down here, and we're going to turn on the non-smoking and fasten seatbelt sign. Emergency lights are armed. The position light is on. And everything here is cool. Excellent. All right, let's do the test now. Let's open the rest of the displays. Excellent. And we're going to power up the FMC on both sides, the UNS devices, and we're going to also turn on our radios. Excellent. And if we go to let's go back. All right, so everything here looks good. Okay, so we'll come to that in a minute. But first, let's go ahead and perform a few tests here to make sure everything goes okay. We'll do the auto feather test, and it checks okay.
Line slow.
The ground proximity warning test is okay. Excellent. All right, all the tests are taking place here. Brilliant. All right, and then we're going to come here, and let me see if I can remove this iPad for a minute. And we're going to perform the takeoff warning test. Checks okay. And the speed warning test. Checks okay. Excellent. And the stall warning test 2 and 1.
Terrain.
All right, excellent. Everything checks okay here. So all the tests are okay, and we can now start programming our flight plan. This needs to go to taxi, and everything else here is cool. All right, we're running on APU power, so we're good. We're going to bring up our Sim Toolkit Pro flight plan once more, and we're going to place it right here. We have a bit of a flight plan to enter into, so let me just bring this into view so you guys can follow along. And we'll leave this here. Excellent. All right, so we're going to go to accept. We're going to go to fuel. We're going to enter the 0 fuel. And for that, we're going to just very quickly go to... Let me bring this here. Let me bring the iPad here real quick. And because we changed the 0 fuel, so we're going to take the 0 fuel here of, let me do fast load. So we get this and close the doors. That will reduce the cockpit noise as well. So the 0 fuel is 24304. 24304. Excellent. MD, good evening to you. Oculus, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Thomas O'Brien, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. Michael, hello, Michael. Welcome aboard Tesla Aircraft. Yeah. 51 years ago this month, my dad took me to the airport in Kuwait City to watch Air India take delivery of its first 747. They performed a few touch and goes and then left for Bombay. Oh, that's very nice. IFR Captain, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. An Anatol 225 is a handful. Great work by Builds. Yeah, it is a brilliant aircraft. I bought it to support the cause, of course. And I don't know if I'm going to stream it or not because there is just a plethora of content on it right now. Maybe sometime in the future I will. All right. Fuel on board is currently... If we look here, we have 3098. 3098. Now you can notice that because the APU is running, we started with 3,100, and we're already down to 3,097, and that's because the APU is using the fuel. So already we've burned a few kilograms of fuel. Very, very accurate aircraft, the Dash-8. All right. So we have all that set. Excellent. And now we can, let me bring this back here again so you guys can follow along if you like later on. All right, we'll go to the flight plan. We are at Uniform Alpha Alpha Alpha, which is Almaty, and we're heading to Shymkent Airport. Sorry, my pronunciation of of those names is probably not very correct. But anyway, let's go to our flight plan. And we're departing out of runway 23 right, direct to Eklat. So we're going to select our menu here and departing runway 23 right, which is number 4. There is no SID or star, so we're just going to say enter and go to the flight plan. And then we're going to go to Eklat. So we're going to select Eklat here. Excellent. Accept. And then we are going to fly through Airway Zulu 370. So we're going to go to list. We're going to select Airways. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Flight plan. Let's remove that. That's incorrect. All right, list. And Airways and Zulu 370, which is number 1. And we're going to exit at Aglik. And Aglik appears to be here, number 1. All right, so Aglik. And then from Aglik is Zulu 817, list, Airways. Zulu 817 is number 2. And then we're going to exit at TAR, which is number 4. Excellent. And then we're going to take November 143. So list, November 143, number 2. And we're going to exit at Anissa, which is number 1. Excellent. And number 10 is from Anissa. It's Zulu 580. So Airways, Zulu 580, that's number 2. Enter. And we're going to exit at Kolam. Kolam. Enter. Excellent. November 143, once again. List. Airways, number 1. Enter. And we're going to exit at Torik. Torik. All right, Torik is in the return. All right, now to Torik, which we need to select. Let's see here. Maybe it's on the second page. Torik, number 10. Okay. All right, perfect. And then it would be our Giza Neari. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. HD Simulation. Welcome aboard, my friend. Wallyverse. Welcome, my friend. True Flight. Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you here. And we have also Simmer Demon. Simmer Demon, welcome aboard. It is interesting to see when a person has more FPS at the maximum settings than you have at the minimum. I didn't quite get that, but okay. All right, and our destination today is Uniform Alpha India India, and accept. Excellent. And at our destination, we are going to go to the menu and we're going to select arrive. We are arriving runway 10, which is number 1. And the star is the Tarik 4 Hotel. Tarik 4 Hotel, which is number 7. Excellent. There is no transition. Enter. The approach is the ILS or runway 10, which is number 2. Excellent. And let's see if there is any transitions as we arrive. There is the that's Tarik, and then the Sierra Mike Kilo transition, and yep, there's nothing there. So we're just going to say enter and go to the flight plan. All right. Let's make sure there are no discontinuities. It looks like there is one discontinuity here, which we are going to delete. And then this is the BAMO final fix for runway 10, and then the end of the flight plan. All right, perfect. The flight plan is now ready, and our passengers are on board the aircraft. So we're going to remove that. Let's head over to the overhead panel real quick and just turn on the... we already did that. We armed the lights. Everything here is good. Excellent. Everything here is good. Let's say accept and X master fill from FMS1, and it will now sync both units together. Excellent. And for engine start, we're going to need the beacon lights on red, and we are pretty much ready to go. Let's set our altitude, which is, by the way, for our flight today, I believe it's 24,000 feet for the flight. Let's see, 24,000 indeed. All right, so we're going to set that to 24,000 feet. Let me do this here quicker that way. 24,000. All right, 24,000 is set, and we're going to set the source to FMS1 on both sides. All right, that's not FMS. There we go, FMS. And what else do we need to do here? Everything here is good. Excellent. We need the altimeter. All right, so we're going to go to the flight summary here. We're going to take a note of the transition altitude, which is 10,000 feet. Matt Franson, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard, and thank you very much for your support. I see, Rand. I got you there. I got you. MD, I had planned crash today because it was taking 64 GB of memory. I was doing a transatlantic. Is there a fix for that? I don't know. Mats, how have you been, my friend? Michael Ellen, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. All right, and let's see. So 10,000 feet is the transition altitude, and the current altimeter is 1028. So we are going to come here and let me zoom in. All right, so 1028. All right, 1028 is set. Excellent. And we are now ready for engine start. Brilliant. So we're going to come to the overhead panel. And for engine start, all we need to do is select which engine first. We're going to start with engine number 2 first and go to start and select. And as you can see now, we see the engine spooling. And we can now go to start and feather for the first engine. What a beautiful looking aircraft, the Dash-8. Brilliant. And this can go now to max. And now you'll hear the nice engine sounds. Yeah. Gotta love those sounds. Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and start engine number 1. Engine number 1 spooling and start and feather. All right, and going to take it to maximum. Brilliant. All right, and we have now a start on both engines. Here is engine number 2. You can see again the AC gen load on generator 1, and you can see everything is into the positive here. So everything in terms of the electrical systems is operational per design intent. Stan, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Sound great. Good change of volume. Nicely muted in the cockpit. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Matt Franson just came in with 100 SEK. Thank you very much for your super chat there. Appreciate it, my friend. Very kind of you. Thank you. All right, excellent. Everything is in tip-top shape. Our engines are running great. Everything's looking good here. So we're going to switch the first officer's side to the nav screen here. And we are going to set flaps 5 for departure. But first, we're going to come down here. We're going to turn on the auxiliary tanks for auxiliary pumps for tank 1 and 2. Auto feather is on, and we're going to come here and turn off the steering, or turn on the steering, beg your pardon, and now we are good to go. All right, everything's set. Our altitude, we're going to select alt select here before we forget that, and we are ready to go. So we're going to we need the standby pitot 1, pitot 2, and let's see here, what is it complaining about? Inbound anti-skid in the on position. Excellent. And that's it. We are good to go. Parking brake released, and let's go. We're going to turn on the standby hydraulic and PTU control for departure. And the runway is at the very far end of runway 15 left. So 23 right is the far end of 15 left. So we're going to have to go all the way to the very far end. You know what, guys? I'm starting to see a little bit looks like the weather is a bit cold here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the pilot side window heat. And I'm going to turn on the windshield heat as well. Just to be safe, and warm up, and then we can put it on normal. All right, perfect. one thing we forgot, which is the taxi light. What do you guys think? X-Plane is starting to look really cool. Sar Walter, hello my friend. Why is it so blurry? What exactly is blurry? The blur that you see is from the window. There is something on the Dash-8. I'm not sure why. It kind of makes things look a bit blurry. But other than that, it's pretty cool. Right, we're going to enter the runway, so I'm going to turn on the window, the landing lights, and I'm going to turn on the strobes. The strobe on the Dash-8 is just the white anti-collision. So this is runway 15 left. And there we go. We're going to go to all the way to the far end. And then, unfortunately, yeah, we have to do that. We have to go all the way to the end for the departing runway. Lots of exciting news in the FlyJSim world. Excuse me. And just as a reminder, folks, starting March 9th up to April 9th, I will be flying for the FlyLilo organization, which is a non-profit organization that is aimed at helping the disabled in our community to, they actually give them adaptive gaming devices that allows them to enjoy flight simming and other games. And I am a proud ambassador of the FlyLilo organization. Of course, all the proceeds will go for that cause. I will be posting, if you are interested to see what your previous donations, how they were spent, just go to my Instagram and you can see, go to FlyLilo. If you go to my account, you'll be able to follow FlyLilo and you can see all the pictures that he's posted of all the people that you guys have helped. So yeah, that's going to be coming in March, starting March 9th. And a quick reminder for those of you who just joined, tomorrow we will be streaming the a preview of the Bonanza by Black Square, the overhaul analog Bonanza. And yeah, it should be an interesting stream. I've actually picked Cloverdale in Sonoma County, California, as our departure. I'm still thinking about the arrival airport. We want something where it's not too, not too long of a flight, but still gives us enough to enjoy the plane. It's really wonderful, and the guys at Black Square has done really a brilliant job with the aircraft. I mean, they take it to a completely different level. If you recall what they've done with the Caravan, the Cessna Caravan, and the King Air, with the overhaul project from Black Square, this is what they're doing to the Bonanza and the Beach Baron. So it should follow. It should follow very soon. So we continue our taxi to to the runway. Yeah, XP is coming along without a doubt, Niels, and I hope that you are well. Q8 told us is releasing the A320neo on 2023. That is great news. Firmus, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Unfortunately, my FPS and graphics are too low when I try to fly the Q4XP on XP 5, so I need to fly it in XP11. Have you tried to enable Zinc? Firmus, it might help you. Fabiano Jose, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us on stream this evening. And for our very first flight in Kazakhstan, apparently a very lovely country. It's got very beautiful terrain, and yeah, my very first time here. Maybe I should also do it in Microsoft Flight Sim and just really explore the country. It's been really a brilliant experience flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator and exploring the world, because I think when you fly in Microsoft Flight Simulator, then you can really discover a lot of the countries, and you can discover what they look like. And it kind of just spiked my interest when I flew this flight in Kazakhstan. Just really brilliant terrain, lots of mountains, and it's brilliant. And Alex, greetings to you, my friend, from the Netherlands. How have you been? Aviaton, welcome aboard, my friend. What early access version are you using for the Zibo B737? I have the latest version, but I haven't flown the Zibo in quite some time. How about landing at KRNO for arrival airport? Close and nice terrain. Stan, that's a brilliant suggestion. I'll take a look. Do we have any scenery for the airport? If we do, I might actually consider that. Might be a good idea. Yeah. MC Crewfish, welcome aboard. Greetings from Germany. Hello, my friend. Raul Rodriguez, good afternoon to you, sir. We will take off Matthias, is it? The thing is, there is no taxiway to runway 23, so we have to go all the way to the far end. So we are taxiing to runway 23, which is on the far end of runway 15 left. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's a long taxi. We have to go all the way and make the turn at the far end of the runway. There is no other way, fortunately. All right, we're almost there, folks. And let's go ahead and get our speeds for takeoff. V1, 128, V rotate, 128, V2, 131. And we're good there. Excellent. We're almost at the far end of the runway now. Pretty cloudy day here in Kazakhstan. Listen to those brilliant sounds. One of my absolute favorite aircraft for FlyJSim is this Dash-8 Q400 by FlyJSim. All right, we're coming to the far end of runway 15 left and the very beginning of runway 23 right here at Almaty International Airport. We're going to make the left turn towards the tarmac there and line up for departure, runway 23 right. Definitely, Niels. It's a brilliant aircraft. I absolutely love the Dash-8. All right, we have everything set up for our departure. Can hear the beta. Brilliant. All right, here we go. All right, we're at flight idle now. And here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, runway 23 right, we are cleared for takeoff. I think we might have the lock there. Not sure what that... Right, we're looking good. 90%, 128 for rotation. 128, rotate. And positive rate of climb, gear is going up. Right, power to 900. Flaps can go up. Begin our turn. Right, we can turn off the PTU control and the standby hydraulics. Auxiliary pumps can go off. Auto feather can go off. Start gaining some speed there. And we're going to make a slight turn here to join the flight plan or the flight path. Right, looking good. I love how the clouds look now, especially from below. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Right, here we go. Slight turn. Looking good. By the way, the Dash-8 is really an enjoyable aircraft to hand fly. Alright, we can go to about 240 and then we will engage IAS mode and hold the speed for the remainder of our climb. I think that's close enough. So we're going to go ahead and go autopilot, IAS mode, and navigation. You can see alt select is there. The transition altitude is 10,000 feet. And we're looking great. Looks like it's raining here. And it looks like Laminar has also resolved a lot of the aliasing issues in this version. Let's go ahead and increase the range here a little bit so we have a better look at our flight plan. We have the terrain radar enabled, so as we are flying into a very mountainous area, are the flaps still down? No, the flaps have been retracted. In fact, that's why we got the warning on takeoff. The flaps weren't set. And so I set the flaps 5 for departure. And then all right, we're approaching 10,000 feet. You know what, guys? I think I'm going to turn on the anti-ice. All right, let me turn off the landing lights, taxi light. Let's go ahead and turn on the anti-icing. Looks like we have some... Let's put this on. Yeah, we do have. Ooh. By the way, we need to turn off the. There we go. All right. Some things that were missed, looks like. So what I've done is I've turned off the APU. Turned on the bleed air and set the air conditioning on normal. And let's make sure that we leave the anti-icing equipment on until we're through those clouds, because it looks like there are some we're going through some really heavy clouds and some very heavy rain, so icing is imminent in situations like this. And we continue now to climb through 12,000 for 24,000. And the weather is pretty bad right now. I don't see ice detect here, but just to be safe, You know, we're going to keep all the anti-icing equipment turned on, and I will leave the seatbelt signs on for the time being, as we are going through some turbulence. Right, transition altitude is 10,000. We kind of missed that. So let's click here and set the altimeter to standard 1013. And ladies and gentlemen, as we break out of the clouds, look at this scene here. This is the latest version of X-Plane 12, and I tell you, it looks very good. I like what I see. Those clouds are not bad at all. In fact, they look very good. So I'm very pleased with the progress Laminar has been making, and this is looking pretty cool. Let's take a look here. Yeah, look at that. Absolutely brilliant. And we're going through some heavy clouds, and we're maintaining 66, 67 FPS at the moment with my maximum settings. So I think in terms of performance, they're definitely getting there. Laminar, they're definitely on the right path. A little bit of fluctuation here in speed as the plane makes its way to the final cruise altitude, and that is of course understood given the current conditions. I'm going to keep the anti-icing on until we're off the clouds there. Did FlyJSim fix the internal night lighting? You know what? I don't know, but I think, guys, one of the things to do with the night lighting. Now you can see that the cockpit isn't that dark, but the main problem was the eye adaptation that Laminar has employed in this version of X-Plane. So a lot of the darkness that we used to see, some of it is probably texturing, but a lot of it was actually something to do with X-Plane 12. We can bring the lights here a little bit. There we go. So we have all the lights, and if you turn on the storm, yeah, you can't see anything now because it's daylight still. So so you can't really see the effect. Maybe we'll test it out once we arrive. Let's see here. We're gonna keep again the anti-icing. By the way, we don't need the main bus tie. This can go to the off position. Cicada, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. So the SSG 747 was not good when it was released, but I believe that the developer has done, and you are correct, I've made a review, and I was very harsh in my review of that aircraft. But since then, I think the developer has made a lot of changes to that aircraft, and it is actually a very fun aircraft to fly now. He's fixed a lot of the issues that were present in the early versions of the aircraft, but it is one that actually I can recommend to you now. It is if you don't like to fly the 7.4 Classic, and your best bet is the 748 by SSG. The developer is quite responsive, and he does take care of his add-on. It's under constant updates and development fixes, and I think it's at the stage where it actually is an enjoyable aircraft. Those clouds are looking very nice. Look at that, folks. I mean, this looks pretty good. Yeah, X-Plane is really coming along. Look at that here. And this looks pretty good. Not bad at all. Right, 20,000 for 24. We're almost there. And everything is looking in tip-top shape. If we look here at our flight plan, we are at Eklat. Milo Powell, hello my friend. Welcome aboard. UAAA-UAII, hello my friend. Welcome aboard. Good evening to you from Finland. No worries my friend. Glad to have you here and thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it. Right, we continue the climb through to 24,000 feet. And all is looking good. The Dash-8 is an aircraft that I really like a lot. And if you like to learn more about the Dash-8, I can recommend the Airline-to-Sim Dash-8 Cadet program. It's unbelievably useful and a very easy to follow program by Airline-to-Sim. I'm not sure why they stopped. They stopped the development of those programs. Probably inaccessibility to pilots or something like that. But they have the Airbus, I believe. They have the Dash-8 and the 777, and they are just absolutely excellent. My favorite was the Dash-8. I own all of their cadet programs, training programs. But by far, the Dash-8 was the most enjoyable and most beneficial of them all. I find Swiss 001 to be pretty funny, and especially in his real-life videos. Yeah, I mean, he is a funny guy. He is without a doubt a funny guy. All right, so we are climbing through 21 for 24, and I'm still keeping the anti-icing on, by the way, simply because I think there's a cover of clouds above us. There is a cover of clouds all over the place. Look at that. What a beautiful looking aircraft. The Dash-8 Q400. Look at those beautiful engines. I was starting to climb again. Was pausing there for a while. Not sure why the aircraft keeps kind of pausing a little bit and then keeps climbing again. Something to do maybe with the climb profile. The FlyJSim surprisingly hasn't been updated throughout the most recent betas of X-Plane, but it works pretty well. No complaints there. And we have with us Phil Walker. Hello, my friend from Australia. How are you doing, my friend? Glad to have you here on stream. And we'd like to welcome YouTube Vat to the QA Pilot channel. Thank you for your subscription, sir. Again, we're still very slowly climbing to our cruise altitude. Again, you can see the, let me switch to outside here. Again, you can see the terrain in Kazakhstan. A lot of mountains as we make our way. It looks like it's a very mountainous country. Just imagine that scene with the ortho photos. That would be just fantastic. I really like the clouds, by the way. I think they've come a long way since release. They are still not perfect in my view, to be completely honest with you guys, but I think they've made some significant improvements from previous versions, and they are actually now nice to look at. We continue our climb to 24,000. We are at Binri, about 5 nautical miles from our next waypoint. And we can go to the back here and let's take a look at our passengers. Very nicely modeled passenger cabin here, the Dash-8. Yeah, very, very nice. Very nice sounds. You can open the food tray. You can play with the windshield. Really nice. Really very well thought of. The aircraft overall, I think, is done quite well. And by the way, there is a panel here which allows you to control the lights of the passenger cabin. So let me just go here real quick. So if you turn here, and this panel actually works. So you can change the temperature from Celsius. We can do a cabin override. You can turn the lights on and off, do all sorts of things. You can change the temperature. We're going to keep it there, keep the passengers a little warm. It looks like it's a pretty cold day here in Kazakhstan, so keep the cabin a little warm. Really overall very nice. And look at this. This one actually folds and opens different from the ones located on the back of the seat, which is really a nice touch by FlyJSim. Of course, the forward compartment can be opened, and we shouldn't open during flight. And the lavatory also is modeled. By the way, if you look down here, this is also modeled. So I think there's only a, I think this is a small compartment for the pilots. There, yeah, there is nothing there, so they can just put, and this is the landing gear. So if you have a faulty landing gear or the landing gear doesn't come out, then you need to take this little guy, this pole, and insert it here. So you click here, you insert it here to lower the landing gear automatically. Very, very nice details. Almost at our cruise altitude of 24,000 feet. And yeah, the warning you got here is because I opened the landing gear, the alternate landing gear compartment. So you'll get to the master caution here. It is flushable, absolutely. Yeah, I love the attention to detail, MD. They're British. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. I've always wanted to fly on a Q400. Definitely, Carl. Yes, electrical failures are quite difficult. And by the way, guys, this aircraft, just speaking of details, you will be very pleased to know that the circuit breakers, all of the circuit breakers, are actually modeled on this aircraft. So if you want to, do like failure, simulate failures, you can, because all the circuit breakers are modeled. And this radio device, this is the only thing that is not modeled. But all the circuit breakers are definitely modeled on this aircraft, all of them, which is very, very cool. Again, great attention to detail, great aircraft overall, very, very nice. This is actually an aircraft that I would recommend with confidence. Brilliant, brilliant work by FlyJSim. Airbus A320 family or Q400 family? Two very different aircraft, to be honest. I can't pick from one or the other because they're very different and they are flown for different purposes and different routes. But if you tell me which aircraft I enjoy more, flying more in the sim, that would definitely be the Dash-8, without a doubt. Much more fun, much more exciting, and requires a little more workload than the Airbus. I like to fly complex aircraft, such as the Challenger 650, the Boeing 74 Classic. Those are really amongst my favorite, and the Dash-8 comes in with those to be my #1 aircraft for flight simulation. I love this aircraft. Definitely for X-Plane 12, it is my absolute favorite. And the aircraft that comes second to it is the 74 Classic by Felis, followed by the by the Hot Star Challenger 650. Now, the only reason I put the Felis before the 650 is because I really enjoy classics. I like older aircraft and I like steam gauges. So yeah. Not only the Airbus, but also the 727 Flying RM. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. The Concorde is definitely very complex, and the Antonov is 225 is definitely complex. Now, I will be very honest with you guys. I know that all the streamers out there, and I have a lot of respect for all of them, and I love the contents that they're putting out on the Antonov and showing off the aircraft and all that. But let me tell you guys, in my honest opinion, when I purchased the aircraft, I was really disappointed with the textures, the internal textures. The exterior is very, very nice, very well modeled. But the interior textures are no way near, what I would call high fidelity. So I'm sorry if that upsets anyone, but that's my honest opinion. The aircraft textures are lousy, to say the least. And I was really expecting something a lot better, especially when I know any builds are known for creating very high fidelity add-ons. All right, we are at cruise altitude. We're going to retract our props to 850, which is the minimum here, and we're going to just watch our speed now. We need to, of course, reduce. We're going to let the aircraft accelerate a little bit, maybe to 245 knots. And ladies and gentlemen, we are now at cruise altitude, and as you can see, this scene is actually looking very nice. I'm going to leave the anti-icing equipment turned on, simply because I really don't know what to expect in this weather. But yeah, if I look, for example, at the recently released de Havilland Canada DHC4 Caribou, I mean, the textures are brilliant. And if I compare the textures of that aircraft and the Antonov, or you'll see the difference, of course. Now, it's not to the point where I would say don't purchase the aircraft, or I don't recommend it. I do recommend it for two reasons. One, that it helps a cause, and a good cause in my view. And secondly, It is the largest aircraft ever built, and so it is quite an experience to fly it in the sim, and just to kind of appreciate, what the aviation industry has accomplished over the years. So for those two reasons, but if you were to ask me, how are the sounds are okay, by the way, they're again not great in my view, and the interior textures are quite lacking in my view. Godfrey Massa, hello my friend, welcome aboard. How's the FPS? I'm flying VR and I'm a bit unconvinced as I heard the FPS. Well, the FPS right now is 70 frames, 70 FPS or so. That's what I'm getting right now. And we're flying in some very heavy clouds at the moment. So I think, yeah. But again, I have a beast of a machine, guys, so I am by no means, a benchmark for this sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, my system is a monster of a system. So I wonder why Felix didn't get the go-ahead in making the Antonov 225-4XP. They offered to do it. Really? Well, I didn't know that. Yeah. All right. We are at about 240 knots. I think that's a good speed to start. We're going to go easy on the throttle here a little bit. We're going to take it to 62. And just watch the speed a little bit. Here we want to maintain about 240-ish. So we'll leave it there. That should maintain the speed. All right. So as we make our way towards our destination, I'm going to bring up the FlyJSim Toolkit Pro. Actually, if we go to Volante, I'm using Volante today. Oh, we have a friend request, Fabri. Hello, Fabri. Welcome aboard. Thank you for being my friend. I appreciate it. All right. So if I go here to the flight plan, and let's see here. Where is my flight plan? There is our flight plan. And there is, where are we? We are here. That's us. Okay. So if I look here, it's not showing us the top of descent. No, that's definitely not right. All right. All right, let's remove that. Let's go to some Toolkit Pro, which I love. But I don't know why it causes stutters with X-Plane. So we're going to go to the flight summary. And if you look here, so the top of descent is going to be just right after we pass Gipru to Tar, on the way to Taraz, which is right there. So we're going to begin the top of descent. And if we look at our flight plan here, so if we go to flight plan, this is Gipru and this is Tar. So we should actually begin our descent in approximately, this is 45, 95, and about 110 nautical miles from now, which is not very far. So yeah, we should be beginning the descent shortly. They're British. The story of aviation is there. Thank you very much, YouTube. That appreciate it. Yeah, we continue now through this. It looks like, by the way, it's raining all along our route to Shymkent. By the way, I don't know if I'm pronouncing those correctly, but yeah, as a quick reminder, folks, I am participating in FlyJSim Expo 2023 this year in Houston, Texas. And I will be there from June 23rd through June 25th during the event. There will be a dedicated booth for Q8 Pilot at the expo. If you happen to be in Houston, Texas, please stop by and say hello. There isn't anything, by the way, I'm displaying or doing anything. I'm just there because I want to meet a lot of you guys, and it should be good fun. The events are kind of divided. Some will be at the Doubletree Hotel. I think that's the opening there on the 23rd. And the rest will be at the museum, which should be very interesting. And yeah, I'm actually very excited for it. I'm excited because I'm flying to the U.S. And the last time I was in the U.S. was in 2021, so about 2 years ago. And then before that, 2017. In 2017, it was a very, a very emotional visit because it's been, 17 years since I've left the U.S. in 2000. So it was a very emotional time, and I actually went to 107 East Sierra Avenue, Fresno, California, 93710, which is the apartment complex. Sierra Meadows was the apartment complex where I used to live. And I was very happy to see that it was still there. It was under new management. So at the time I was there, it was owned by a company called Buckingham Property. And it appears that Buckingham Property has sold the apartment complex to another company. But I actually went to the office there, and there was a nice lady sitting there in the reception, and I told her, "Hi, how are you doing? I used to live here 17 or 20 years ago," and she just kind of looked at me and said, "Well, hi." And I said, "Do you mind if I go and look around and just walk by my apartment?" She said, "Oh, no, please go right ahead." So it was really emotional walking through the pathways of the apartment complex. And I was looking around and I said, yeah, the Springers used to live here. My good friend Steve Brenner used to live here. Ken and Kelly used to be there. The Ellersons used to be there. And I was just, it was very nostalgic. And I actually was in tears. It was a very emotional moment for me to be there after so may years, and everything has changed. The people has changed. I went to the parking lot where I used to park my car, and I just, I realized how long it's been. I then actually made my way to the mailbox area, and I looked at the mailbox where I used to go and get my mail. Just was very, very emotional time. It was a lot of fun. But yeah. I wonder that Boeing could have been if Alan Mulally had taken the run. I think now our course to correct some. I think now they are on a course to correct some of that nonsense. Yep. What do you mean could happen? Still the second largest aviation company in the world. Right. All right, so if we look here, we are about 21 nautical miles from the next waypoint, which is Gerpo. And from Gerpo, we'll give it maybe 1/3 of the way through the next waypoint. We'll begin our descent. And it's a good time to take a look at the, let's see here. Let's go to Navigraph. We try manually. Ooh, wants me to sign in. Gee. All right, let's do that. All right, perfect. All right, so is this the latest flight plan? It is indeed. Is it runway 10? It is runway 10 indeed. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we are going to go to the approach and let's see, runway 10, the ILS DME for runway 10. And we're going to bring that up. And if we look here, we'll see that the approach already 3,000 feet. Initially at Abamo, 4,000, and then 3,000 feet to intercept the localizer. for runway 10. Excellent. The final approach course is 101 degrees, and the ILS frequency is 111.7. All right, so we can put 111.7 now, and we're going to come here. By the way, folks, to set this to TARA, you click here, and now it's set to TARA, and you click and hold this, and now it's on. So that's something we forgot to do, but that's okay. And now we can go and put the ILS, which is 111.7. So we're going to click here and say 111.7 and make that the active frequency. As you can see here, it recognizes that this is an ILS frequency on both sides. Excellent. And we are looking good. Continue our cruise at 24,000 feet. And we should begin our descent in approximately 5 to 10 minutes or so. Now you can see the display here. You can see TARA, and that looks like a bug that needs to be fixed. You can see the TARA is coming over the HBA there, so that's probably a glitch that needs to be fixed by FlyJSim. It's got a full checklist there. You can tick those as you go. Very, very cool. From the settings, you are able to change the engine state, your roll. You can fly, by the way, on both sides. You can change the units from imperial to metric, barrel units, sparrow sync, season weights, J-pad location, and so on and so forth. Very, very nice. Very well designed aircraft. And I like the fact that you can actually, you know, get the passenger names. Look at the boarding passes. Ed Moore and Becky Perry. And the seat assignments as well. That's a nice touch. Yeah. All right. 1.6 nautical miles to the next waypoint, which is Gerpu, or Jerpu, and then from Jerpu, about 10 nautical miles into Jerpu, we will begin our descent towards our destination. Now, we can come here to the FMC, and I'm going to zoom in. Let me see how I can bring this to the view so you guys can see it. All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to go to flight plan. All right, this is Gerpu, so maybe we'll start in about 10 nautical miles. But first, we're going to come down here. We're going to click on Format, and this is the flight plan. And we can go to Next, and ooh. All right, looks like there's that's runway 10. Looks like that's the final fix. So Obama is first. From Anissa to Column, from Column to Turk, then it's SMK, and then from SMK it will be let's see. Obama looks like there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to, so it looks like Obama's right over there somewhere. Previous. Let's increase the range. Olam. Right, next. Yeah, Obama is right there. So from the last waypoint, we're going to go direct to Obama, and then we're going to make the turn towards the runway. All right, so we know what we need to do, and we'll switch this back to the flight plan, and we'll leave the range at, actually we can put it there. And I think it's probably time to begin the descent now. All right, so let's begin the descent, folks. We are going to reset the MCP altitude to 3,000 feet. Transition altitude is 10,000. I went a little too far. Right, 2,000 is set, and we're going to go to vertical descent, and we're going to descend at about 1,000 feet per minute. Excellent. And of course, we need to ease off on the throttle to make sure we don't overspeed the aircraft, and we have now begun the descent towards Shymkent International in Kazakhstan. Looking good, and we're just saying at about 1,000 feet per minute. We're going to maintain about 240 knots throughout our descent. We're going to go ahead and turn on the, actually we never turned them off, so I'm just going to leave them on. And I think we can turn off the engine NTIs for the time being. Let's make sure there are no restrictions in the next. Let's see. It looks like there is a restriction there at SMK at 7,000. So here's what I'll do, folks. I'm going to change this to 7,000 because I know that the area around the airport is, it's got some mountains. So we've got some really high mountains there. So we'll leave it there at 7,000. And then we'll begin the descent and make the turn towards the airport. At SMK, we'll fly direct to the next waypoint, which is Abamo. There we go. All right. All right, we are descending towards our destination. Here's a look at the outside. And I think, by the way, the reflection from the clouds on the ground needs a little bit of work. I think it's too defined, looks like spots. And yeah, it doesn't, I don't know, needs some work, surely. But things are shaping up for X-Plane 12 without a doubt. By the way, folks, the Falcon 8X by Arabesque apparently is nearing the release. It's currently work in progress, but they've released a video today, which I've tweeted on my Twitter account, and it is looking fantastic. That aircraft is actually an aircraft I'd like to get. Vinsu Karma, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. Right, we're descending through 20,000 for 7,000. We're looking good. Now, one thing to note with the Dash-8, and I'm sure that you've had this problem, when you are coming to land, by the way, we can get the speeds here. So if I click here now, we have 132 for the approach speed. When you come into land, the throttle, you need to maintain the speed. So we'll say 132, we'll add 5 to that, about 137. So we need to maintain about 137 knots. And when you are close to the ground, if you retard the throttles quickly, the aircraft will literally slam into the ground. And so when you lose thrust, the engines on the Dash-8 are very responsive. So it's very important that you very slowly, as you come into flare, that by the way, the Dash-8 doesn't flare that much, but as you come into land, it's very important that you very slowly retard the throttle so that you don't slam into the ground. And by the way, I do this all the time. I slam into the ground all the time. Yeah, they are very, very powerful engines. So when you come into land, you definitely need to maintain the speed, so maintain the thrust on those engines to keep the aircraft in the ground, because the minute you retard the throttles, boom, you hit the ground. So the anti-aliasing filter could be better, but it's a little price for such a nice physics. Yeah, I think, by the way, they've done a good job in this. Here, as you can see now, the aliasing issues are not as bad. This actually looks very good. Definitely on my 4K monitor, I don't need anything more than that. I mean, there's a little bit maybe of jagged lines here for the detailed eye, such as mine, where I can see it. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. I think the sim is in pretty good shape. And Laminar continues to make changes. And so I'm very pleased with whatever they've done thus far. And they continue to make those improvements. After this last update, they fixed a lot of issues with sync, which is apparently some API bridge of some sort. Yeah, the sim is in pretty good shape now. I'm really enjoying both X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Simulator to a very large extent. And I think both offer a lot. And I'll tell you guys, Microsoft Flight Simulator is definitely coming along as well in terms of the flight model, and definitely, offering a lot in terms of high fidelity aircraft as well. So yeah. We're definitely going through some heavy clouds now again. Anthony Seaworth, hello my friend. The sim is great, but the issue is developers are not committed to X-Plane. Anthony, I agree with you there. Ryan Wright, hello my friend, welcome aboard. I do agree with you there. See, the developers are after the bucks, without a doubt. A lot of them, they do this for a living, and it's the only source of income for them. And so I agree with you that a lot of the developers have either abandoned they probably got other jobs somewhere else, or they've switched over to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think those who were able to switch quickly, they've done that, and I don't think they'll come back to X-Plane. Roberto Godfrey, Q8 pilot, Q400 pilot here. You want to land with the approach power on the very slowly decreased power. Let the plane land on its own. Don't force it. Smith yellow glide. Slope during approach helps. Roberto, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us here a real-world Q400 pilot, Captain Godfrey. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. I think that as X-Plane stabilizes, more will get developed for sure. But I think, Carl, the thing is, the sheer number of developers on the Microsoft platform exceeds that on X-Plane. And some of the big names have left, the X-Plane stage. but it remains to be a very strong contender in the flight sim world, and really a simulator worthy of my time. And yeah, I confidently recommend X-Plane 12, and I definitely enjoy, still, I will tell you guys, I enjoy the landings in X-Plane more than I do in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's just more fulfilling. But I enjoy both sims to a great extent. Don Mac, hello my friend. Good evening to you. If X-Plane 9 survived MSFS, nothing is going to kill it. Absolutely, absolutely. Have you seen the catalog of FS 2020 add-ons? Honestly, 70% it. I agree with you there, Anthony. Yeah, most of it is not good. And we have Goran from Sweden. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us on stream. And we continue now our descent, and as you can see, our speed is a little too much. So I'm going to ease off on the throttle here, get our speed down a little bit as we approach 10,000 feet. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and turn on the anti-icing once more. Let's see, we'll put this on fast. All right. Definitely lots of clouds as we approach our destination. All right, we're reducing our speed now, and we're looking good. The transition altitude is 10,000 feet, so we're going to head back to SimToolkit Pro and take a quick look at the weather. The weather information, as you can see at our destination, is 08022. Is that 2 miles per hour? 050 Verbos 110. Broken 5,000. Ooh, looks like we have some significant weather. 4 Celsius QNH 1024. Yeah, we do have some significant weather ahead. So a good idea to keep the engine anti-ice on. And we are now approaching 10,000. Wow, look at that view. That looks really good. Austin Meyer is involved in more stuff. That guy is plenty. Yeah, he is. He is absolutely brilliant. There's quality there, but some developers have really upset me with their tactics. I am with you there, Anthony. I know exactly what you're talking about. Looking forward to the hot start A220. Really, they're developing an A220? I didn't know that, Raul. Thanks for that. Thank you for the info. All right, folks, we are approaching 10,000 feet. And time for us to turn on the landing lights. Fasten seatbelt and non-smoking signs are already on. We are going to set the altimeter to 1024. To do this, we're going to come here, and 1024 is now set and cross-checked. Excellent. We're looking good. Here's a look at the outside as we approach our destination. I mean, still the clouds, I think they still need work, but yeah, they are definitely getting there. Without a doubt. Mossy, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. How cool? How are the clouds? Did they improve the looks? They definitely did improve the looks of the clouds. The most recent updates, and things are actually looking pretty good. We are now descending through 900,000 feet. We're getting closer to our destination where the weather is going to be very, very bad. So, so hopefully we'll be able to give you guys a good show. And hopefully, I'm really hoping that when we do a replay of the landing, that the sim doesn't crash. I really am hoping for that today. All right, yeah, definitely we'll leave the anti-icing on for the remainder of the flight. We'll turn them off just before landing. What is things looking like? Let's see here. Oh, all right, so those are... Yeah, look at those clouds. Wow. All right, so we are going to level off at 7,000 and then continue to the final waypoint where we'll begin the descent to 3,000. That's the initial approach altitude for our destination. If we look here, let's go to the next page. So from Kolam, Torik, and then from SMK here, we actually can go from Torik direct to our next waypoint, which is Abamo. Abamo is, there is a restriction at 4,000, and yeah, all right, so that's what we'll do. 1,000 to go for 7,000. And ladies and gentlemen, Mertoya has been a member of the Q8 Pilot channel for 17 months. Sir, thank you very much for your continued support. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. Very kind. I appreciate your support. Miguel, welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel, my friend. Saskia, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. How are you doing? Thank you very much, sir, for your continued support. I appreciate it. All right. So we are now below 10,000 feet. We are at 7,000 to be exact. And we are going to start reducing our speed a little bit here. Ah, I forgot the alt select. My bad. Right, I'm just gonna climb a little to uh, 7,000 alt select. So again, very important not to forget alt select, otherwise the aircraft will continue to descend. So good thing we caught it, and we'll keep it at about 220 knots or so. All right, there we go. 7,000. We'll keep it there. And then what we'll do, folks, is from Torik, we will not go to the transition at Sierra Mike Kilo, which is the transition. It looks like a VOR station. And there it's 7,000. So what we'll do is from Torik, we'll fly direct to the Abamo, and from Abamo would be the final fix for runway 10 at Shymkent. We'll keep it at 7,000 feet for the time being. Altimeter set 1024. And the weather is absolutely terrible. I like this livery, Qazaq Air. I never knew actually that this airline existed, so I'm quite happy that I did this flight today. I think, again, enlightening to understand you know, a different culture. I'm gonna have to go read about Kazakhstan and learn more. There was actually a friend of ours back in the U.S., a guy by the name of Teriel. Teriel was his name. God, I can't believe I still remember his name. Teriel was from Kazakhstan, as a really nice guy. Yeah. ND, welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel. B7 Pilot, welcome aboard. Can X-Plane 12 run on NVIDIA GTX 950 at maximum graphic? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, we are looking good. A few more nautical miles to our destination, and I can see there is a mountain range to our left. Nothing on our way, so I think we are good there. I must say that the Leonardo MD82 is so good. The VNAV for me is perfect, never an issue. Do you? Oh, the Leonardo one, Anthony for MSFS. Yes, I agree. It's a brilliant aircraft. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think on the stream that I've done, I was, you know, kind of asking you guys, why do you think that it hasn't really received that much love from the community? And maybe because it's complex, but see, for example, what I've noticed is that the complex aircraft are normally flown once and then never again. You know, streamers tend to want to, you know, do something very familiar, something they know they're not going to do mistakes with. And I think, you know, for the most part, I kind of do that as well. You know, sometimes, you know, you think about the stream and you want to really put out a good show. You don't want a show where, you know, you don't know how to, you don't know what you're doing. Now, and it takes, by the way, it takes a lot to keep remembering all the things for all the aircraft. There's just so many of them with different procedures, different, you know, modes of operation, different checklists. So it's not always easy to, you know, stay up to date and remember all the, you know, all the things. I know when I flew the 7.4 Classic, when it came out for X-Plane 12, I really had to go back and look at my previous videos. And by the way, that's what I do. I go and look at my own videos to, you know, sometimes I look at others, what others do. But for that particular aircraft, I looked at my flows kind of, because there were some, I think on a couple of those streams, Felix himself was there, and I was looking for something specific. So, not sure if what we see in front of us is mountains or just the clouds. Looks like mountains, doesn't it? Man, this scene looks really nice. Look at that. The funny thing is, I don't see anything of the display in terms of the terrain, but I see it right ahead of us, right there. I think we might be a little too low, guys, for this current sector. All right, we're looking good. Let's take a look here at, so this is Obama. And this is the turn towards this is the final fix, and everything is so cluttered here. I think we're fine. We're going to maintain 7,000. We are cruising at about 230 knots or so. Can you give me a tutorial on how to update the Zeebo 737? Nice topic for a video, yeah, for sure. Or go to Skymatics' YouTube channel. Yeah, no worries. I mean, we'll do maybe. By the way, I don't think I've ever done a tutorial of the Zeebo, so maybe I'll do that. And we are flying here above the mountain range. Not very high mountains, but mountains nonetheless. Yeah, we're definitely too low there. And I can see the turbulence as we approach, and this is very typical, you know, near mountain range because of the draft. The draft created from the mountains creates for additional turbulence. So, but we're fine. We're okay. Now, folks, here's what I'll do. At Turek, right here, I will fly direct to Abamo. Well, we're going to skip the SMK. So if we look here, we're going to skip this one here, and we're going to fly from Turek to the next waypoint, which is Abamo. From Abamo, it would be about final fix for runway 10, and then it's the runway. And we need to be at 3,000. That's the initial approach altitude. All right, that's Turek. So 15 nautical miles to Turek. Very nice flight, really. I really enjoy those flights on the Dash-8. All right, we're gonna increase the display here. We'll switch this to 40 nautical miles. I think that will allow us to see things a little better. Now the approach course is 101 degrees, and we've set the ILS frequency of 111.7 in the radios here. But we then have to, of course, switch the nav source to the ILS in order to perform the approach. And of course set the approach course to 101 degrees. Right, we're going to reset the MCP altitude to 3,000 feet. And as you can see, 3,000 is now set. Fuel is good. Still, we have plenty of fuel left in both tanks. All right, for our approach, we are going to put the props on 900. We're going to turn on the fuel auxiliary pumps, the standby hydraulic, and the PTU control. And we're going to be doing flaps 35 today for our landing. So flaps full today. G-typicalized landing flap is set to 35. Ah, speed. That was the speed warning test. Speed warning, rather. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to begin the descent. So I'm going to go to vertical speed first. Let's go, we're going to select direct to Abamo, so number 13. 13, and enter. And now that will take us direct to Abamo. All right, so right there, about 9 foot, and we're going to begin the descent as well. So we're going to go vertical speed, and we're going to descend at 1,000 feet per minute. There we go. That's the runway, by the way. And we're going to start reducing our speed as well. We're outside the mountain range now, which is comforting. And Abamo is coming right ahead. We're going to continue to descend and reduce our speed. Right, 180, maybe we'll stop at 160. Right, we're gonna give it a little throttle here to maintain our speed. And continue the descent. And here's a quick look. So 9.2 nautical miles at Abamo. At Abamo, we're going to make the turn towards the final fix for the runway. And obviously, we're going to switch the nav source to localizer 1. And we're going to set the approach course to 101 degrees, as you can see here, already displayed. 101 for the course. ILS frequency is set. And we are looking good.
2,500.
We can decrease the rate of descent to, let's see, 30 nautical miles. Really? No. All right, let's set this to 4. I wasn't really paying attention to the distance to the station, to the waypoint. So we're going to keep it at 4,000 for now. And we'll increase the speed just a little bit. That's all right. Perfect. Well, by the way, thank you, Carl, Rand, Stan, Scott, and Alex. Thank you all for, keeping the chat in check. I appreciate it. What would I do without you guys, huh? Don't forget the prop levers need to be at max during approach. That is correct, Roberto. Yeah, thank you. Needs to be at max during approach and the final approach at least. Great stream. Thank you very much, Roberto. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Coming from a real Q400 pilot, I really am. You've made my day. Thank you. All right, you can see here the 3,000. So we definitely need to descend further, about 1,000 feet more, before we reach Abamo, which is about 23 nautical miles. I didn't really know it's that far, considering where the VOR station was, but I can now see the final fix and all that. And we'll keep our speed there where it is right now. That's fine. And we will begin shortly the descent, maybe 10 nautical miles from Abamo. We will continue the descent, and then we're going to make the turn towards the runway 10 and land. Hopefully today we'll be able to butter it. I know the last couple of times I flew the Dash-8, we were not able to do that. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate your support. All right. There we go. The airport is actually to our left. Let's see if we can see the airport. I can't see it. It's probably in that foggy area right there. Let's take a look from the outside. Guys, look at this. I mean, this looks pretty nice, huh? For default, considering no, satellite imagery or ortho photos, actually does not look bad. And this is, by the way, everything is at maximum settings. So X-Plane is running at maximum settings with exception of anti-aliasing, which is set at 4. So 1 notch behind the full right position for anti-aliasing. All right, we're approaching Abamo. We're going to start reducing our speed, and we are about 16 nautical miles from Abamo. So we'll go to about 180 now, and we'll maintain it there. I'm going to reduce the range here to 10 nautical miles. We're still looking good, very cloudy. I'm just really amazed at how smooth X-Plane 12 is. Love it. It's very fluid. I mean, Microsoft Flight Simulator is fluid, but there is something about the fluidity in X-Plane that is just unmatched. B7 pilot, I think X-Plane is good for real flight experience. Absolutely. Absolutely. Rainman X-Plane is brilliant. It is just absolutely brilliant. And I don't see why people would bash any sim for that matter. I mean, it's there for your enjoyment, and if you don't enjoy X-Plane, you have MSFS. If you don't like MSFS, you have X-Plane. And if you're like me, you can enjoy both. You have the best of both worlds, which is pretty cool. Hey there, Christopher, welcome, my friend. I didn't know you were on chat. Welcome aboard. Radic, welcome aboard. Radic, I might be running a giveaway of this plane very soon, so just stay tuned for more. All right, we are approximately 10 nautical miles. Good time to reset our MCP altitude to 3,000 feet. And this time, let's hit Alt Select and go to vertical speed. And we're going to descend at about 800 feet per minute. We're going to make sure the throttle, we control the speed so that things don't get out of hand. But we are definitely getting closer to our destination now. And we need to be at 3,000 to intercept the localizer for runway 10. We are looking good. Speed is good. Rate of descent is good. There is the final fix. And Abamo is just right ahead. 7.5 nautical miles. I wonder why we weren't able to see the airport. But I tell you guys, it's been such great fun doing this flight in Kazakhstan. And hopefully next time we'll do Kazakhstan in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But tomorrow, just as a reminder, I will be streaming the Bonanza, the overhaul Bonanza by Black Square. And thank you again to Just Flight for providing me with a preview copy and in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So stay tuned for that tomorrow at exactly the same time, 1800 Zulu. Be sure to tune in to check out the beautiful Bonanza by Black Square. And there is Obama. 3,000 feet. We can start decreasing the speed. The turn is coming very soon. And speed check. Let's go to flaps 5. Right, and the throttles will go to maximum. Our auxiliary fuel pumps are on. The standby hydraulic PTU control is on. And we're going to decrease the speed to about 160 knots. Visibility isn't that great, but hopefully won't be an issue. We're going to click here one more time just to make sure our speeds are correct, which they are. Excellent. And we are now making the turn towards the final fix. So we'll just let the aircraft do its thing. We're going to maintain the speed. We are actually very close to the runway. All right. So what we'll do now is we are going to switch to, let's see, where's the heading here? Right, heading mode. We're going to switch the nav source in just a minute. Oop, our speed. Very tricky. Right, here we go. Excellent. And we're going to go to flaps 10. If we go to flaps 10, it's going to want the landing gear to come down. So let's wait a little while. All right, so here's what we'll do, folks. We are going to switch the nav source to... and we need to set the course to 101 degrees. Come on. 101. And then we're going to go to approach. Excellent. And we have now intercepted the localizer. Localizer is captured. Approach course set. And I think I have the runway in sight. Yeah, we do have the runway in sight. Start reducing our speed. And we are some 7.2 nautical miles from the runway. We can see the glide slope needle starting moving now. Right, good time to lower the landing gear and set flaps 10. Landing gear is coming down and flaps 10. Right, that's the runway in sight. And we're going to aim for about 137 knots. All right, all is looking good for our approach. Glide slope is active. Need to watch our speed. Looks like it's raining. Speed check. And flaps full. Flaps 35. That will help maintain our speed as we come into land. Right, we're looking good. Two reds, two whites. And I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the autopilot. Autopilot disengaged. My aircraft. A little too low. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shymkent in Kazakhstan. This is a pretty firm landing. Thank you, Tonton. Thank you, Rand. Appreciate it, guys. Was a firm landing, without a doubt. There was some serious wind as well, but I tell you guys, it's so much fun flying the Dash-8, and it's just a real joy when you come to land this aircraft. Not the typical, you know, Boeing 737 or Airbus, so it's definitely a lot of fun. Right, we're going to exit the taxiway Charlie, and head over to the main terminal area. Right, here's taxiway Charlie. This can go to taxi. And let's go and turn on the taxi lights. The landing lights can go to the off position. Come on. And this goes to red. Excellent. And by the way, this is all default X-plane 12. Both airports today are default airports. Looks like the main terminal is right ahead. The engine sounds are amazing on this Dash-8. Thank you there, Mike 5 Alex G. Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you, V7 Pilot. Appreciate it, my friend. HD Simulation, thank you, my friend. Is that an MD-11 parked there? Looks like one, huh? I got carried away there with the flyby. That is an MD-11. I'm still using X-Plane 11 and the Q8 Legacy. I think you've convinced me to upgrade to X-Plane 12. All right, here we go. I mean, X-Plane 11 does look very good. X-Plane 12 does look very good in my view. And this is, again, default. I mean, it's very nice to land at a default airport and still see some, you know, nice building and some nice airport clutter. Yeah, it's done quite well. Yeah, nice spot for our aircraft. And parking brake. Let's see, disconnect. All right, disconnect. We're at the gate, and the parking brake is now set. Right, perfect. Parking brake is set, and the landing lights are off. Taxi lights are off. And we'll leave those. All right, let's do the replay and come back to the aircraft. Hopefully it won't crash. Toggle replay mode. And we're just gonna make slight changes here. All right, perfect. All right, I think that's good. Let's play. There we go. All right. There's the runway. What is that? There we go. And look at that, guys. Wow. I love watching the replays. Can see the wind and what the wind is doing to the aircraft. Looks like it's going to a dive there. Look at that. That crosswind, huh? That's a bit far. All right, let's do it again. Let's do it again. All right, let's do toggle replay, and let's see. Oh, that's too much. There we go. Let's leave that. That's fine. There, look at that. This is a beautiful view. Gotta love it. Yeah. All right, here we go. And this time, we're going to go to the outside view here. Not bad. Firm, but not bad. Listen to those sounds. Absolutely brilliant. The reversers were engaged and the sounds are just absolutely brilliant. All right. All right, back in the dash, we can come here and let's see here. I'm not going to turn on the bleeds. So what we're going to do is, let's see, turn those off. Flaps are up. We can kill the fuel. All right, first engine. Second engine. Excellent. And turn off the radios. And let's see, dim, off, confirm off. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to go there and say off, confirm off. Brilliant. And we're going to turn off the displays here. Right, cancel the master caution. We're going to come up here and turn off the fasten seatbelt and non-smoking signs. Position light to the off position. We're going to turn off the pitot static. Those should, by the way, have been turned off. So everything is off here. Everything is off here. The bleed control can go to minimum. We should have put this on minimum, by the way, for landing. And turn off the bleed air and the recirc fans. And next we can come to the batteries. Standby battery, auxiliary, main, and the master battery is off. And we can come here and just come say fast unload. And everyone is out. It looks like it's closed the door, so we can come back. Actually, let's go back here. All right. And let's see here. All right. I'm not sure where the click spot is. I think there's some sort of a lock. Yeah, I'm not sure. But if we go to... Actually, we can just say select load. I'm not sure. Not sure how to open the door. I forgot. I forgot, guys. Sorry, but yeah, we're back. We're on the ground, and it was definitely a fun flight. All right, let's take a look at Volanta. Where is our flight plan? Our flight plan is gone. Maybe because I turned off the engine. Review your flight. All right, we can go to review the flight. All right, perfect. And this is us right there. So we did a bit of a turn there. And the landing rate was 202 at 128 knots. The wind was 102.3 knots. So not bad. 202 is okay. It's not bad. And Halcon 13, thank you for being my friend. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so not bad. 202 is not bad. Is okay. And yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun, guys. I really enjoyed being with you this evening. I want to thank you all for being here for this live stream on this Friday evening. And as a quick reminder, folks, I will be streaming live tomorrow at 1800 Zulu, and we will be taking a look at the Black Square Bonanza overhaul, analog overhaul for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I will see you then, but until then, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and bye-bye for now.